My compassionate and imaginative Pisces friend, hello and welcome. My name is Mina, and I'm here to offer you a 3-card reading exploring the themes of you, your path, and your potential. I invite you to consider what the reading reveals about possible challenges, opportunities, and personal growth for the week ahead. Take a deep breath, rest your mind, and let's see what the cards have to share with you today. Pisces, as this week opens before you, there's a subtle ache in the air, a longing that feels both familiar and unspoken. You may catch yourself drifting between daydream and memory, carrying a quiet hope that peace and understanding could settle like mist over the week ahead. There's tenderness in you, the kind that waits for a sign that things are truly as good as they seem, or a sign that something is still missing. Perhaps you sense connections deepening, yet you notice an undercurrent that tugs at your heart, whispering of what's still unresolved. It's the hush after laughter, the echo of warmth that lingers when the room grows quiet. You might find yourself wondering if the contentment around you is sturdy or fleeting, if the calm is the reward or just a pause before something shifts. And underneath it all, there is a gentle tension, the wish for harmony, paired with the uncertainty of what happens when the surface stirs. This week, your inner landscape glows with the emotional fullness of the 10 of Cups. There is a sense that you are encircled by the possibility of acceptance, of true belonging. You can almost feel it in the way others look at you, in the moments when laughter comes easily and hearts feel open. Yet, even in these moments of closeness or joy, there's a fragile edge, a knowing that deep happiness is not a finished picture, but a living, breathing thing. Maybe you sense the vulnerability that comes with this openness. It's as if you're holding a delicate vessel of feeling, aware of its beauty, but also of how easily the mood could change. You may notice yourself leaning into the comfort of shared experiences, craving the reassurance of familiar faces and gentle routines. There's a softness to your presence, an urge to tend to those around you, to weave a nest of safety and love. But underneath, an old worry sometimes flickers. Will this sense of belonging endure? Have you done enough to hold everything together? The desire for unity, for all the pieces of your world to fit, is strong right now. You might catch yourself smoothing over small frictions, eager to maintain the sense of ease that you cherish. Each smile or gesture from others feels like a thread in a tapestry you hope will never unravel. But this fullness is not without its shadow. There's a part of you scanning for signs of discord, bracing quietly for a moment when the mood might shift. You may feel a responsibility to keep things light, to be the one who reassures or listens, even when your own heart yearns for reassurance too. The contentment you seek is wrapped up in the hopes and needs of those you care about most. This can bring deep satisfaction, but also a quiet pressure, an awareness that harmony, for all its sweetness, is not effortless or guaranteed. There's a wish to rest in this happiness, to believe it's finally yours, but also an almost imperceptible tension, as if some inner part is waiting for the other shoe to drop. From this inner place, the path of your week unfolds, shaped by the subtle momentum of your emotions. The hunger for harmony and connection you feel becomes the lens through which you move, sometimes guiding you gently, sometimes creating friction as you navigate what others need. The Queen of Cups appears along your path, not as an external figure, but as a living energy within and around you. She colors your experience with empathy, sensitivity, and an unspoken invitation to stay open, even when the currents grow unpredictable. Events this week may ask you to hold space for more than your own feelings. Conversations might draw you closer to the vulnerable truths of people you care about, or you could find yourself picking up on moods and tensions before they are spoken aloud. There's a subtle pressure in this, an urge to absorb, to comfort, to be the emotional anchor. Yet, as you give of yourself, the line between your feelings and others can blur, making it harder to discern what is truly yours to carry. The need to nurture and be nurtured becomes almost tangible, and with it comes the challenge of maintaining your own boundaries in the swirl of shared emotion. You may notice yourself responding instinctively to what others need, offering a listening ear, softening your words, taking on the role of peacemaker. The friction arises when your deepest needs remain quietly unmet, or when you sense that your efforts to soothe and support are not always seen or reciprocated. It's a dance between giving and receiving, between the comfort of being needed and the discomfort of feeling unseen. Moments might arise when you realize you're pouring from a cup that is not as full as you'd like it to be. The week's events nudge you to notice this, to recognize when you are tending to others at the expense of your own well-being. External pressures, changes in plans, shifting moods, unexpected confessions, may test your capacity to remain open-hearted. Sometimes, in trying to keep everything gentle, you find yourself holding back your own truth. There is momentum here. The more you care, the more you risk feeling overwhelmed. Yet the Queen of Cups energy within you is not about self-sacrifice, but about the wisdom of knowing when to soften and when to hold firm. This path, with all its emotional tides, asks you to stay with your own feelings as faithfully as you stay with others, to honor what rises up, even when it's inconvenient or uncomfortable. As the week flows, it becomes clear that the possibility for growth, for something new, depends on how consciously you engage with these currents. The fulfillment you seek, the ease you long for in your connections, is not a fixed state but a living process. The moments when you feel stretched, when the demands on your heart seem too much, hold the doorway to transformation. Only if you meet these moments with awareness does the true potential of your week begin to unfold. The Tower arrives as your potential, not as a threat, but as the invitation that comes when you allow old patterns to fall away. Its energy is not about destruction for its own sake, but about the fresh clarity that follows when illusions are gently stripped back. If you notice yourself clinging to the idea that harmony must mean never rocking the boat, the Tower suggests there may be freedom in letting go of that belief. Sometimes, the pursuit of peace keeps you in familiar discomfort, holding on to what feels safe even as it limits you. When you allow yourself to see what is real, however raw or unexpected, you create space for genuine change. Growth this week is not about seeking upheaval or inviting drama, but about recognizing which structures in your emotional life are ready to be released. It could be an old story about what you must do to be loved, or a pattern of shrinking back when conflict stirs. The Tower's invitation is not comfortable, but it is honest, a chance to acknowledge what's no longer working and to let the truth breathe. In doing so, you may discover a deeper strength and a more authentic sense of belonging than you thought possible. The potential here is liberation, the kind that comes when you stop holding everything together out of habit and start trusting that you can weather the truth, even if it shakes you at first. Now, as all three cards speak together, a single, living story emerges. The Ten of Cups shows you the sweetness you long for, the deep desire to be held in something safe and lasting. You walk through your week with the Queen of Cups sensitivity, feeling everything and everyone, sometimes at the expense of your own clarity. The Tower waits quietly, not as a disruption you can avoid, but as the possibility of a gentler kind of honesty, one that allows you to let go of what you no longer need to carry. The tension you feel is not a flaw but a signal. It asks you to notice where you are working too hard for harmony, where your efforts to keep peace might be hiding your own needs. The path ahead is not about abandoning your longing for connection, but about letting it evolve, about trusting that real closeness can withstand honesty and change. If this week brings moments of discomfort, remember that they are not signs of failure, but invitations to breathe more deeply into what is true. The sense of belonging you seek is not threatened by truth, but strengthened by it. Even if old structures tremble, What remains will be more real, more yours, and more capable of holding you, just as you are. Actionable insights for Pisces this week. Let yourself sit quietly with your own feelings before reaching out to comfort someone else. Try naming one thing you need gently in a conversation that matters to you. Notice when you feel tense or uneasy and give yourself a small pause before deciding what to do next. Spoken word affirmations to repeat aloud for a more positive mindset. I am safe in the truth of my feelings. My needs are worthy of gentle attention. Change can bring me closer to myself. I trust that what remains is truly mine. And now, dear friend, I thank you for giving me your time. I truly hope I have given you something helpful in return. Goodbye and good luck until next time.